Hey Cancer, it's Rose from Sacred Waters Tarot, here to bring you your timeless reading for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, and of course my beautiful cross watchers of Cancer. Cross watchers, you know the drill around here, especially if you are subscribed to my channel. You can find out a lot of information about Cancer, about your person, especially if there's limited contact, no communication at all, or ghosting going on between you and Cancer. Just keep in mind, everyone, this is a general reading for the sign of Cancer. Not everything I say will resonate with all of you. Only take what resonates, leave the rest for somebody else, and go on about the reading. Now, with that being said, if my channel has found you, if this video has found you, welcome to my channel. Please consider subscribing. Please like, please share with a loved one. Comment below, guys. I love to hear from you. Let me know how this resonates with you and your situation. And if you do not want to comment based on personal reasons, I totally understand. Please consider leaving me your favorite emoji. Okay, guys, in the comments section, you'll find all the ways you can book a personal reading with me. And I would love to hear from you and read for you. Now, let's get into your timeless reading for my Cancer babies, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and cross watchers of Cancer. Let's see what's going down with my water babies, my Cancer water babies, my empaths, my psychics, my intuitives, my healers. Let's see what's going down in Cancer Town. Spirit, what are the messages for my Cancer babies, guys? You know I have Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. Okay. Let's see what's going on with my little empaths here. Okay. So in the recent past regarding your current energy, I had the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So something manipulative, something tricky, some type of entity or some type of energy no longer resides with your frequency. Okay? This could have been something that was tricky or weird or manipulative coming from a third party. What I mean by that is I'm picking up on a lot of people who are currently in a relationship. Okay, whether you're married or whether you're engaged or whether you're just long-term partners or whether you just started being with somebody. There was an energy of feeling like you were being played or tricked or manipulated, but that seems to have dissipated in the recent past. Maybe you're back on track with your person, you're back on track with something, okay? You found something out and you cut it out, okay? So let's see what's going on in the current energy. Six of Swords, you're moving on towards calmer waters from this situation. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy doesn't have to be. I can be speaking to Cancers who are born on the cusp of Gemini and Cancer, or you could have Cancer, other Gemini placements, like I have Gemini in my Venus. Six of Swords means moving on towards calmer waters, you know, clearing your head, getting away from the Seven of Swords energy, you know, realizing that we don't need to take on other people's energy or trickery and manipulation. We can simply just move on, you know. I just heard it's all in your head. So somebody must have kept telling you that for whatever reason. It's all in your head. You don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say this. I didn't do that. But you know that somebody did. Okay. So whatever it is that you're moving on from, it's really clearing your crown chakra, your heart. You know, not, oh, I just said heart. Your crown, your heart. Wow. Very interesting, because you know, Cancers, we always have our third eye wide open, right? So let's see what's going on in the future here. Eight of Cups in the reverse. So this is a little strange. You're moving on towards calmer waters. Okay, you're moving on in the current energy, but in the future, I have you returning. Okay, I have you returning. So you could have needed a little break from someone. You could have needed a little break from life in general, right? And in the future, I see you returning back to someone or something that you love. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy as well. So this is very interesting here. Something happened that made you kind of like just move forward and get away from it. But in the future, I see you returning back, okay? The Eight of Cups is returning back in reverse to something or someone or a situation that you love. Usually when the Eight of Cups is upright, it's you walking away, but it's temporary, okay? So whether this is a fight with a partner or a fight with a friend or a family member or a co-worker, business, it's going to be different for all of you, but I feel like it was much needed because there was some trickery and deception that was put to an end, okay? Ten of Wands, yeah. Endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings. That's what the Ten of Wands is. This is a very stressful time for you, Cancer, but you know that the end result will be better than it was, okay? So this could be a reconciliation with a partner. It can be someone who's quite fiery, or can be that you have strong fire placements. Check your chart and see if you have Aries, Leo, Sag anywhere. It doesn't really have to be. But the Ten of Wands is endings and new beginnings. So whatever you ended, it's leading you to a new beginning, but you're coming back to something that you went away from. Okay? So this is interesting. Let's get into it. Spirit, give me more messages on the Seven of Swords reverse here. Five of Pentacles. Okay. Definitely you were left out in the cold. Definitely you lost your faith, or someone around you, was doing something to you, Cancer, that put you in a third party situation. It doesn't always mean cheating, okay, in a relationship. It can mean like a third party who's trying to disrupt something that means something to you and makes you feeling like you don't have any, like you're wounded and you can't move on. And it may be hot as hell where you are, excuse my language, but you feel cold. Okay, or this other person is cold, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This person doesn't have any faith. This person doesn't believe in anything. They don't care about the consequences. They don't care about who they hurt. I'm not getting an actual person yet, but I'm getting an energy of a very cold entity, okay, that was trying to get to you, to bring you down to their level or bring you down. And whatever you did to clear yourself, because the sevens speak of our chakras, right? Whatever you did to clear yourself, it made you move on. Maybe you needed to get away. Maybe it was just for a day, a long drive, or maybe 2 days or something. Or maybe just like, shutting off the phones and turning off the computers and, putting everything on, do not disturb, and meditating, near a body of water, maybe not. Listening to ocean sounds, anything like that, Cancer. Okay? So let's just dive deeper into this here now. Spirit, show me what the Six of Swords is about with the Ten of Wands. Page of Cups in the reverse. Interesting. Now, this doesn't have to be a child. Page is usually children. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It can also point to like a rebirth that didn't take place, or somebody who said something to you that they didn't mean. It was heart-wrenching. It hurt. Okay. It could have been regarding your finances. It could have been regarding your self-worth and what you believe in. It could have been a message from Spirit that was telling you, listen, hey, you need to take time out. You need to move on. Take a day to yourself. Take a few days to yourself, and just kind of like get away from the energy. Let your spirit guides sort things out, because things are not right. Something is very wrong. Okay? Maybe you're tired. You felt tired. Something was really trying to disrupt your peace. Okay? So let's just see what else happens here. Spirit, show me what the Page of Cups is about here. Eight of Pentacles definitely had to do with your work and your finances for sure. Whatever it is that you do for a living, Cancer, you love it. It's what you love to do. Okay. Maybe it's not, so doesn't bring you a lot of money, but it brings you a lot of happiness. Okay. It can be anything. It can be a side hustle. It can be your main hustle. It can be, doing something very creative. Okay. Whatever it is, it feeds your soul, but I think you needed to take a break from it in order to realize why you started in the first place. This could be a spiritual practice. This could be crafting of some sort, but it's something that, really resonates with you, mind, body, spirit. You could be another tarot card reader. You could be a healer. You could be a psychic. You could be a medium, something like that. You don't have to be any of those things, but there is a spiritual component to what you do. Okay. maybe you just felt like, this is not, it's not bearing fruit. It's not, it's not helping me. But I don't feel like it's anything really like permanent. I feel like it's temporary because something or someone was disrupting of what you're trying to achieve in your life. That could just be peace and solace. Because whatever it is that you left, you're returning back to. Let me get one card on this. Let me see. I want to see what is this? What is Cancer returning back to? Eight of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Wands. That is, I mean, it's stressful, but you're coming back. Two of Wands in reverse. Huh. So you're coming back to something that is no longer there. That's interesting. You're returning back to something that is no longer an option. I need more information about this. Spirit, give me more information about this. It's like plans were canceled, changed. Ideas. Things you put out there into the universe you no longer want. But you're still returning home. The Chariot reversed. I feel that this was a relationship. Now, because this is your card here, Cancer. You're returning back to a situationship or relationship, but you no longer want the same things with this person. You're no longer expecting the same result from this person. It's like you've learned that, while you guys were together or whatever the situation may be, it could be a family member, it can be, your partner. For many of you, this is actually your husband or your wife, okay? They could have Cancer moon. They could have Cancer somewhere in their chart. Whatever it is, you're no longer expecting the same thing from them, but yet you're coming back to them anyway. And I feel like there was like something that was trying to pull you guys apart. Let me pull some oracle cards here from the Ravens Rose Oracles to see what comes through for Cancer here. Spirit, please tell me more about this. Ooh, again, this happened in Gemini's reading. My fuzzy microphone kept falling off. For some of you, maybe you lost your voice. You decided not to speak to someone. You just decided to ghost them maybe. Just to get away for a little while and realize, just regroup. Get some jumpers in here. Come on. Come on, Spirit. Give me some jumpers. What was going on with Cancer? Oh my gosh. We have obsessed. A lot fell out. I'm going to see what's flipped up. We have obsessed and then we have apology. Whoa. Okay. Cancer. We have obsessed here and we have apology. So let's get into this. We have obsessed, stalking, infatuation. All I think about is you. I watch your every move. You make it toxic, but I won't change. Apology, regrets, remorse, truce. I am so sorry I hurt you. It was never my intention. Please forgive me. Okay, so like I said to many of you, the obsessed energy, I believe, belongs to a third party. Okay? I don't believe this belongs to you. This belongs to a third party. Your person, for many of you, if you're involved with a man, or, whether you're gay or straight, it doesn't matter here. This man is apologizing to you. Okay? You left. Maybe you left the home. Maybe you took a short trip, like I said, to get away. Or maybe you just stayed away from this person in the home. There's been a separation either within the home or a small separation outside of the home. Either you left or you removed yourself from their energy because something happened. There's somebody that's obsessed with your relationship, okay? Somebody is obsessed, okay? I'll read it to you again. Stalking, infatuation, all I think about is you. I watch your every move. You make it toxic, but I won't change. Spirit, give me more messages about what's this obsessed person here. Obsessed and apology. Your person's sorry. Your person's very sorry. Could have been an ex of your person. Could have been an ex of yours. Could have been a mutual friend. Oh, gosh. Whoa. Okay. We have a lot of cards that flipped out. I'm not going to take that many. Okay. So we have spells, witchcraft, magic. I will use my spiritual gifts to get what I want. I don't care about karma or who I hurt. Observant, alert, sharp, attentive. I know and see more than you think. I love to study you. Nothing gets past you. That's the obsessed person. Humor, funny, witty, sarcasm. I love to have a lighthearted approach to laugh. Laughter heals everything, and I hope you agree. This belongs to your person. Cupid, intense, love at first sight. I knew you were the one from the moment I laid eyes on you. I'm high on our love. So listen, Cancer, your person loves you, okay? But there is an ex from either your side or their side, okay? Because then I had what flipped out also was the divorce card here. But I'm feeling strongly that your ex's ex-wife or ex-husband is obsessed, and they're doing spells on your relationship for your relationship to fail, to fight, to end, possibly. But it's not going to happen. Ending, finality, too much has been said and done. We cannot overcome this. It's time to accept this and end. Cancer, I feel like your person, whether you're married, engaged, long-term partners, or whatever, for many of you, you're married to this person, okay? They were married to someone that they divorced, okay? But the person that they divorced, no matter how long ago it was, is not over what that person did to them, or is not over how the marriage ended, okay? Now, what I mean when I say what your person did to them, your person divorced them, okay? So your person, whether your person was left or whatever, when your person met you, they decided to divorce their person, okay? It had nothing to do with you, okay? Their relationship was already done, okay? Because this person is very dark. So they're doing witchcraft, they're doing magic to break you guys up. And I feel like if this is a female, when she does her observations, okay, she's in her masculine energy. So she may be like, oh, hi, how are you? Right? Pretending like, everything is great and, she's over it or he's over it, right? But no, they're obsessed. They're obsessed with your connection. They're obsessed with you, Cancer. They want what you have. Not necessarily they want your person back, but I feel like they want to hurt your person, okay? Because of the fact that whether they're married or not, they're not happy, okay? So it's going to play out differently for all of you here, okay? So yeah, that's what we have going on. But I do see you returning back to your person, okay? Cupid, I'll read it again. Intense, love at first sight. I knew you were the one from the moment I laid eyes on you. I'm high on our love. So you're returning back to your twin flame. And I want to explain to you about the twin flame connection and how it works. And if you're not in a twin flame relationship, well, for the most part you are. And maybe you're figuring that out now. There's always a third party. Not always, but for the most part, there are third party interferences a lot. And the relationship keeps being tested. But let me explain what happens to the saboteur, the one who, was left hanging, and for whatever reason, they felt it, even though I feel like this obsessed person is delusional because I feel like your person's ex is the one who did wrong, and then your person filed. Okay? They could be bitter about that. It could have been many years. And now maybe their relationship is failing, or maybe they never really moved on completely, but I think they did in some capacity, okay? Because they are obsessed. So I feel like they're very observant if and when they have to see you, and they pay attention, and they're very much in their masculine, unless they're men, then of course, right? But the obsession is that they're stalking you. Now, let's not forget the spells here. There's witchcraft being done against you. And it made you leave. It made you leave your person. It made you move away from your person in any capacity. It made you think that whatever you do for a living, you're not happy with that. It did so many things to you. And now you're returning back to your person, but you're no longer accepting or expecting the same things, but they want to go right back to the way it is. But I don't think you want to do that. I think you want to change things. I think you're realizing, especially, definitely, now you guys know who the saboteur is. It's the ex-wife or ex-husband of your current partner. They've been doing spells. They've been obsessed. They've been observing. They've been watching. And they've been hating. Okay? So that's what we have here. That's what we have here. Very, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to put these oracle cards back in the deck, and let me see if we can get some more information here regarding this reading here, because I want to see why the Chariot is in reverse. Because you're coming back, but you're not coming back like full throttle. You want to end certain situations and just certain things that you were moving forward about. Like, see, you were moving forward with something. There was something you were going to do with your partner. You're returning to them, but you're not doing this anymore. So let's see what that is. Ten of Cups reversed. Ten of Cups, the Chariot versus Ten of Cups reversed. So for many of you, you're returning back to your partner, but you're calling off the wedding. You're returning back to your partner, but you're calling off the happy home. You're returning back, but you're not like, it's like you're getting back together, but if there was an engagement or a wedding, it's not happening. It's being postponed, or it's not happening. Okay. But this Ten of Cups in reverse is interesting here, because you could be saying we have to cut off the ex for whatever reason, and the Knight of Cups is here in the upright position. Your person wants to start over with you. They don't want to talk about the marriage. They don't want to talk about the family breakup. They don't want to talk about any of that. What I feel like is going on is they want to start over with you. Okay? It could be that some of you went so far as actually filing for divorce, or filing for separation, or if you weren't married, calling off the wedding. Okay? Take it how it resonates. But your person probably has Cancer strongly in their chart somewhere, or a Scorpio or a Pisces energy. And they're coming back as the Knight of Cups, meaning like, we're going to take it slow. We're going to get past this. Okay. We're not going to plan the future like we were. We're just going to be together and try to get back on track slowly. Okay. Because, whatever it is that you're going to tell your person, they may not believe you. Okay. They're going to be like, what? Spells, magic, witchcraft? No, that didn't happen. But in a way, it's like the saboteur is seeing that nothing really can break you guys up. And that's what I was saying about a twin flame relationship. When anyone tries to come in between that, they will see that they are messing with a divine union. And what's going to happen to them is really between them and God and Goddess, right? You will get back with your person. You'll get back on track with your person. But I think the plans have been altered or changed or just not happening. But you are getting back with your person. So this is confirmation for you, Cancer, that you are getting back with your person. There was their ex-wife or husband doing witchcraft, doing spells for your marriage to fail. They were successful, okay? They were successful in what they wanted to do because they were obsessed, right? And they were observing from afar and they were watching it. But they might not know how successful the spell was because the spell actually backfired. Now, the one thing that I'm concerned about is the state of your marriage or your engagement, because it looks like you guys are getting back together, but you're canceling a wedding or you're having to cancel the divorce proceedings or separation proceedings or something because, you know, it's just, it was a lot and it was very intense and it was very hurtful and harmful and you know, you needed to get away from that energy. But you're not breaking up. So let me pull 3 more cards here. I mean, it's a temporary breakup. Through my cards, Spirit. What does Cancer need to know? Page of Pentacles. You may have children together with this person, or, you know, they may have kids and you have kids or whatever. And the child is happy. Okay. The child is happy to see you back together. Maybe they didn't even, maybe it was such a quick or short separation that nobody felt it. You know what I mean? So there's a new beginning here, and I think it's a very exciting new beginning because the slate is clean and you understand what happened. Even if you don't tell your partner what happened, okay, you're still back together, okay? Ace of Cups, wow. Beautiful. A renewed love, a renewed sense of joy, a renewed sense of purpose. Renewing your vows, recommitting to each other, right, after what happened. So the spell by the ex did work, but it didn't produce the final outcome that the person who did the spell wanted, okay? They wanted you guys to be finished. They wanted you guys to be done. But that didn't happen. It almost happened. But Spirit intervened here. It could also be you, Spirit. You, Spirit. It could be you, Cancer, that, you know, you put your little intuitive head together and you realized, or this reading can be confirmation for you that there was witchcraft, there was baneful magic placed upon your marriage or nuptials or engagement to fail. But it only lasted a few days, and now you're back together, back on track. But for many of you, you did file. You did, maybe you called a lawyer, maybe you filed for separation, maybe you filed for divorce, maybe you almost did something. You know, if you were engaged, you called off the wedding, something. But it's, like I said, I don't think it really hit the masses. So not many people know about this separation. You kind of kept it under wraps with the you know, moving on towards quiet waters. Wow. That no one really knew. No one really felt the separation except for the two of you. Okay? So the saboteur may not even know. Okay? Unless they get a reading or something like that. Unless they're watching, cross-watcher. If you're the saboteur, if you did this to Cancer and Cancer's person, your spell backfired. And put your big girl panties on or big boy panties on, because karma will hit you now. The Devil. Huh. I have a lot of Capricorn energy here. It doesn't have to be. Yeah. That was the Devil energy that was sent straight to your relationship to fail. But it didn't work. It didn't work. You're back together. Back on track, happy home, happy child, renewed, restored love, cup runneth over with love, but then there's the devil. You know, now you know who your enemy is. Now you know who the saboteur is. Doesn't have to be a Capricorn at all, Capricorns get a bad rap, and Capricorns are the sweetest signs, one of the sweetest signs. Let me get a card from Mother Goddess Kali. See what she has to say to you, Cancer, about this situation. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and stop when I feel it's right. If you don't know who she is, I suggest you Google her. And if you want to do some work with her to help you through this situation, forgive your person, forgive your partner, because it really, you know, they didn't really do anything. It was a spell. It was witchcraft. So Goddess Kali and her counterpart, Lord Shiva, can help you get back on track with your person, okay? With your twin flame, with your divine counterpart. For some reason, I'm going to pull this one. Oh, and I saw this one before, and it caught my eye. Okay, let's see what Goddess Kali has to say here to you. Excuse my pronunciations. Vishma Mata. Although you may be in circumstances that you would prefer not to be in at this time, you are actually in a position of unrealized spiritual power. All of this made you realize, Cancer, how gifted and how powerful you are intuitively, spiritually, everything, okay? So, you know, I always say the one who curses you, the one who saves you, okay? You will gain benefit from what is transpiring. When the relevant learning and personal growth have been acknowledged and integrated, these circumstances will give way to a more favorable situation. Vishvamata. Beautiful. You see her third eye is wide open. I think that's called a bindi dot. I think in the Hindu culture, married women wear the bindi dot. So I really feel very confident in telling you if there was a filing for divorce or separation, it's not going to happen. If there was a cancellation of a wedding, it's not going to happen. You're married. You're still married, or you're going to be married. It was just a little low because there was spell work done to break you up. So that's all I have for you, Cancer. I'm wishing you so much love, light, and unexpected blessings. Please like, share, subscribe. Bye-bye.